star Sonic the Hedgehog. Mine, and so many others' childhoods. For those of you living under a physical object that is in one of the following categories: sedimentary, igneous, or metamorphic, or in other words, a rock. Sonic the Hedgehog has been a major mascot for Sega since its first release in 1991 for the Sega Genesis. His high-speed gameplay was a main example of how the Sega Genesis's blast processing allowed for much faster and intense gameplay. But you may ask, what is this blast processing of which you speak? So let this guy explain.
So what's blast processing do? And what if you don't have blast processing?
So, in other words, it's a typical 90s gimmick. But now, it's the 20th anniversary of our favourite blue speed machine, so why don't we celebrate the good times he's given us? This game is designed to give a massive nostalgia trip to the players of previous Sonic games. Sega takes you on a trip back through Sonic's past, having HD redesigns of the most well-known levels from 9 of the Sonic games: Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Sonic Heroes, Sonic 2006, Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic Colors. I love Sega and Sonic Team for making Sonic 2006 a stage. For those of you who don't know, it's sort of considered one of the worst Sonic games in history, but it shows real balls that Sega and Sonic Team have, that they're willing to say, hey, this game does exist. We know it wasn't great, but it's part of Sonic's history. The story is fairly simple. All of Sonic's friends get together to have a party for his birthday, but then this big time monster appears and captures all of Sonic's friends. Then he attacks Sonic, taking him into this rip in space and time, where Sonic can reach all these points in his past. After the first stage is complete, Sonic meets his past self, and he's like, whoa, it's me from ages ago. So of course, what else would you do with yourself from the past? Complete stages and verse bosses from your past, of course. Now, I'd like to state, before I go any further into this review, I love the fast-flowing gameplay of the Sonic game. There are two styles of gameplay: Classic Sonic and Modern Sonic. Modern Sonic's gameplay takes place in both 2D and 3D environments like the prior Sonic game, Sonic Colors, using elements from a whole heap of modern Sonic games as well. Things like the Blast from Sonic Rush and the Light Dash from Adventure 2 are a heavy part of modern Sonic's gameplay. It flows extremely well, changing from using a homing attack on enemies to running through levels and jumping over obstacles. The blast ability as well acts like a safeguard. If you hit a wall and get stopped, you just use your boost ability and you can get right back into the speedy gameplay. The classic Sonic gameplay is mainly based off of the gameplay style of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega Genesis. This simple 2D and 2-button gameplay, composing of a jump button and a spin dash, was extremely well designed when it was made 19 years ago, but compared to modern Sonic gameplay, it seems a bit hollow and empty. As well as the fact that Sega put in the floaty controls that is a staple of all classic Sonic games, it does not do it any favors. It is obvious that the classic Sonic has been placed into this game for nostalgia reasons, and not to add anything really new, but the gameplay for classic Sonic is still fun because of the well-designed levels with interesting and innovative challenges in each one, such as the skateboarding and City Escape level. My opinion on Sonic's controls being superior to classic Sonic's controls are although pretty biased, seeing as I grew up with Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes, whereas others would have grown up with Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The music in this game is amazing. They captured the feel of the Sonic games perfectly, while still being new and different. Each level has a remix version of the original theme, for both classic Sonic and modern Sonic. If I could find the soundtrack for this game, I would pay many, many dollars for it. Playing City Escape with a new crazy theme that just encompassed the epicness which was the City Escape level in Sonic Adventure 2, and more. In fact, watch the original starting bit of Sonic Adventure 2.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect.
Now, watch the intro bit for City Escape from Sonic Generations. Notice how it's even more amazing? I did. Also, sound effects are just beautiful. They do exactly what you'd expect them to do in a Sonic game, as well as helping make you feel like you're a badass running through a level owning Poopy Up. Sonic Generations is a brilliant game. It has taken everything that was done right in the speed levels of Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors and perfected them. Each boss fight is interesting and different, a la not following the typical Zelda formula of shoot it in the eye. Each stage is amazingly diverse, with defining sections of each level. Classic Sonic and modern Sonic have both enjoyable gameplay that doesn't get repetitive. The only issue is the lack of levels, only consisting of 18 different stages and 7 boss fights. So unless you're a diehard Sonic fan like me and want to replay the levels over and over again, you only get 6 hours out of this game. But besides that, this is an amazing game with great music and greatest Sonic gameplay I played with in a long time. I would highly suggest purchasing this title.